Step out.
Eventually functioned in 19 years in Texas Department of Corrections.
This is what many people visualize when they think of public housing. Bare dirt, stark concrete, ugly brick. Temporary warehouses for poor people. When Mission Hill was first built in 1952, it was hardly beautiful, but it was at least clean and relatively safe. But that was before an epidemic of drug abuse destroyed the tenants' way of life.
The milkman used to come, the insurance man used to come. I mean, everybody used to come to your door and sell this and that. It was really nice. It was a mixed neighborhood. We had blacks and whites here. It was real pretty. The grass, everything. This place was clean. And then when we got the drug problem, they robbed the mailman, they robbed the insurance man. The gang just started ripping them off and they stopped coming.
Throwing people off the roofs, finding people dead in the elevators, you know. Going up the staircase and maybe someone laying there dead. It was really rough.
They've become addicted to crack, and they've gone right to hell. Physically, emotionally, mentally. It's unbelievable what one drug can affect the community.
Mission Main, as this development is called, is a tough beat. Drugs are sold openly. Law enforcement is stretched. There are only 26 Housing Authority police for all of Boston. But it doesn't have to be that way. Just down the street, on the site of the old Mission Hill extension, the rebuilt and renamed Alice Taylor Apartments seem part of another world. The renovations were pushed through by a tenants task force at a cost of roughly $20 million. One of those tenants was Hattie Dudley.
You have to take on an attitude that says we're not going to take it anymore and that we're going to do what we have to do to make a difference. And we brought about that change because, first of all, it started with one person, and then everybody else said, well, yeah, I can go along with that. And then the residents formulated a group and said, well, we can stick together on this. We all can come together. And we have made a difference because we stuck together.
Looking at some things in development, talking about the design of all the years.
Curtis Jones was manager of Mission Hill Extension when the renovations began. He is now Director of Public Safety for the Boston Housing Authority.
You take care now.
People expect public housing to look bad. That isn't our attitude. We expect it to look good because the better it looks, the better the environment, the better the attitude. The better the attitude, the less the crime. So we use the general standards that everyone goes by of what you would like in your own personal communities.
Most apartments have their own entrances, not common corridors where criminals can slip in one door and out another. Peaked roofs have replaced flat roofs, removing another potential police problem. Low fences, green grass, shrubs and trees, all designed to encourage tenants' pride and discourage criminal behavior. Abandoned cars are towed away. Broken lights and windows are promptly fixed. Even new graffiti is removed within 24 hours.
Graffiti, anything that shows a mismanagement, we try to attack because it's important that the residents know someone's in control. We cannot give up control to drug dealers, to give up control to, again, the negative pieces of society.
Tenants and housing officials strive for a family atmosphere with playgrounds, tennis courts, and programs for young people.
What happens is when young people feel good about where they live, just like older people, then they don't mess up as much. I mean, when you have an outlet for the energy, you know, all the negative stuff kind of gets put on the back burner.
A new relationship between law enforcement and tenants also had to be established.
Before, it was always like a tug-of-war with the police. So we wanted to make them be comfortable in here, let them know that everybody wasn't bad people because they viewed us all as thugs, you know, and we were not all thugs.
We've solved murders. We've cut the drug problem. And it's all been with tenants' help. They're our eyes and ears.
And we will send in an undercover officer to see if he can make a purchase. Should he make a purchase of drugs from that unit, immediately we go forward with getting a search warrant for that unit. And within a short period of time, approximately 24 to 48 hours, we end up serving that search warrant.
I'm scared of the drug dealers, but if I see them doing something, I will tell. Because it's best to be scared. You know, I'm scared of her if I don't tell them, because it may hurt one of my kids.
And all it takes is that one person making an attitude change, and then another person making an attitude change. And if the whole task force make it, you don't need everybody in the development making an attitude change either. You just need 5 to 6 people, and you got it.
People have to have ownership. They have to have a sense that it's theirs, and it has to be beautiful. There's no reason to have it looking as if it's unkept and not maintained by anyone. And that's been our major focus, is to change the mental attitude of people by changing the environment.
We started out afraid, scared, and all of a sudden we said, no more. We have to live here. We have no place else to go. It's time to fight back, and that's what we did, and we're going to fight to keep it.
Residential function in 19 years, Texas Department of Corrections.
These citizens are determined to take back their streets from drug dealers. Armed with bullhorns and white hard hats, their strategy is simple. Stake out from dusk to dawn a street corner where drugs are sold, forcing the sellers and buyers to conduct their business somewhere else. Herman Rice, a longtime community activist, organized the city's first vigil in April 1989.
One of the things that the marches do is come directly to where the corners are where the drugs are being sold. And that's where they take up residency for that evening. Rain, snow, sleet, whatever. That's what happens. And between now and sometime this morning, all drug traffic here will usually cease.
Neighborhoods throughout Philadelphia have been ravaged by drugs. This pair of tennis shoes hanging from a utility wire lets potential buyers know that crack is available on this corner.
How you doing, Miss Cuddy?
Officer Brenda Robinson Stowe has worked Philadelphia neighborhoods for 8 years.
Drug situation in this district is horrendous. It's devastating. It's demolished so many neighborhoods, so many lives, and more important, so many children.
We have kids selling drugs out there right now, and we've buried in this church 38 murder victims in the drug scene just in the last few years. One of them was 12 years old, one was 14. The last one that we buried right before Christmas was 17 years old. He died with a gun in one hand and a bag of cocaine in the other hand.
It was concern for their children's and their own lives that prompted many citizens to become involved personally in the war on drugs, to see if together they could make a difference.
I registered my children to the Catholic school, and they had to walk from the school to home, and they were being, approached by the drug dealers and the druggies and everything.
We all felt so powerless before, that they controlled the streets, that even though we lived there, we had nothing to say about it.
They were worried about their kids, they were worried about the violence in the street, and they showed a real indication that they were willing to work closely with the police department. So as a result of what I saw in the group, I decided that I wanted to work with them.
But even with the cooperation and support of the police, critics fear that citizens who directly confront drug dealers and users may be putting their lives in danger.
Kill them little kids over there. $100 a day. If doctor, you take a chance on doing it, you take a chance on living your life no matter what.
You have to let people know that there are risks involved in this, that there may be retaliation, that somebody may try to kill them. Now, the good side of that is it's been threatened numerous times. All of the people in MAD have been threatened numerous times. Nothing has ever happened. No direct retaliation, serious retaliation has ever occurred. The drug dealers haven't made good on their threats.
Critics also worry that the citizens, in their fervor to wipe out drugs, will step over the line from concerned community activists to vigilantes. Officer Robinson Stowe says that this is not a valid fear.
It's a very wide line between vigilantism and what this community does, simply because they're not out to hurt anyone. They're not taking the law into their own hands. They're not physically abusing anyone. They're just tired of being abused, and they have to make a stand, and that's all they're doing. They're just standing up, telling the world, we're tired, we don't want it anymore. And we'll stand down here, come hell or high water, to see that it stops in our community.
This way of combating drugs also draws opposition from another Philadelphia anti-drug group, which charges that groups like this don't and can't solve the problem. Drug marches are not the answer, according to Reverend Clarence Hester.
When they come in and take over a corner, true, the drug dealers leave their corner. But the reality of it is they move a block away or 2 blocks away. They put a kid on a bike, they let the kid ride around and direct the traffic. And the activity is still going on. So you're not taking a whole lot of money out their pocket.
The marchers and the police who work closely with them disagree. They say the demonstrations have hurt the drug dealers economically.
This is devastating to this neighborhood. Tonight could stop them, I'd say, $100,000 worth of drugs tonight can be stopped just because these people are out here.
If you were to total up all the nights that they've been at various places in this city and all the drug sales that they kept from happening, it probably runs into the millions of dollars.
In addition, police give the citizens credit for boosting narcotics arrests. Both citizens and police say their success in fighting drugs and cleaning up their neighborhoods is the result of their close cooperation, something that was unheard of just a few years ago.
Never in the history of Philadelphia did the community trust the police or the police trust the community. So we found something that was almost unbelievable. And from that, we also found commitment and a desire to work with each other.
These days, the city of brotherly love boasts more than 60 neighborhood groups totaling more than 2,500 people who are donning white hard hats and screaming into bullhorns, determined to do what they can to wipe out drugs.
If you do nothing, I'm sure you won't experience retaliation. But I'm not sure you won't die because of drugs in any one of 1,000 other different ways.
Drugs are killing neighborhoods. And it's got to stop. And it's the individual responsibility of everybody in America to fight the war on drugs. The old Black Panther slogan, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Well, that's true.
Function in 19 years, Texas Department of Corrections.